There are many situations in business where it's critical that you make a good first impression. In this section, you'll learn best practices and techniques you can employ to get each relationship started off on the right foot. These situations might include attending a conference and meeting people you may start business relationships with, presenting at a conference, meeting a new or potential client or customer, a job interview where you're applying for the job or hiring, approaching someone about a business partnership, meeting new people at a networking event. When you meet new people, always say your name slowly and clearly. Introduce yourself, and if appropriate, mention who you know or how you're related to the person you're meeting. It's good to prepare an elevator speech you can rattle off when you meet new people. An elevator speech is a short introduction of about 30 seconds, short enough that you could deliver it during an elevator ride. It tells the other person who you are and in just a few sentences explains what you do and how you help people. You should prepare for common questions. Either make a list of the questions people often ask when meeting you, or brainstorm what some of those questions might be. These might be things like how long you've been doing what you do, your area of speciality, whether you know key people, certifications you have, and so on. Like your introduction, your answers should be brief but thorough and emphasize the value you offer to others. Talking about yourself and your abilities. Be confident but don't brag. Don't make any claims that you can't back up with something concrete. Instead of trying to impress the other person, simply tell them or demonstrate to them what you do. Be honest about your abilities and focus on results. Body language is extremely important when you first meet people. We often don't realize that the way we stand, talk, or gesture are communicating things to other people we might not want communicated. In fact, your body starts communicating even before the first word comes out of your mouth. For this reason, it's important to think about your body language when meeting new people. As you prepare an introductory speech, you should practice it in front of a mirror to look for body language problems, or anything that could be distracting or convey a lack of confidence. Dressing appropriately for business isn't always about dressing up. It's about wearing what's appropriate. In other words, dressing for the situation. Wear your best when your best is needed, but dress down when it's appropriate. We'll discuss business attire in a later section in more detail, but for now, it's important to understand that what you wear always says something about you. Your ability to dress appropriately for any occasion is a critical part of the first impression you make when meeting someone. Dressing well and paying attention to your clothes shows that you care what impression you make, and this is important. For example, if you choose to dress for comfort rather than what's appropriate, it might be interpreted as a sign of disrespect. Go to whatever lengths are necessary to present yourself properly, even if it means a tie or uncomfortable shoes. Punctuality is extremely important. Make sure you arrive at the appointed place and a few minutes early. It's good to aim for 5 to 10 minutes before the meeting time. For many of us, a few minutes late isn't late, but those few minutes can completely ruin a first impression. After a smooth, professional introduction, the next step is to move the conversation along. The goal here isn't necessary to jump right into business, but just to keep talking smoothly and build rapport. Here are a few things you can do to keep the conversation flowing smoothly. Ask the other person questions about what they do. This is great as it puts the focus on them, and people generally like to talk about themselves. Find and discuss some type of commonality, whether professional or personal, such as where you both come from. Make an observation or discuss the event, venue, or surroundings. Make an observation about something they're wearing or what they've brought with them. You might want to prepare some potential icebreakers to keep the conversation going. These could be questions, anecdotes, or observations that are relevant to the meeting. Just as important as making a good introduction is knowing when to leave. A quick introduction might be enough. Watch for clues that the conversation is winding up for now. Exchange contact information and make a graceful exit. One of the great challenges of meeting new people is remembering names and faces. This is especially challenging when you're in a situation where you have to meet a number of people at once. It's tough for everyone, but here are some tips that make it easier. make eye contact with each new person and repeat their name right after hearing it. This is like taking a mental snapshot of the person. After meeting, mentally practice their name in your head as you talk to them. Don't put away the person's business card. Keep it out where you can look at it as you talk to them.